Meteorologist Tony Laubach joins us. You were out and about looking at conditions out west this weekend. Tell us more about what you found. We have some footage here.
Tony is actually out in Syracuse right now, or at least near Syracuse. Tony, what are you seeing right now?
Well, Kat, I'm currently watching kind of the birth of this line of storms that we're expecting, seeing convective towers, as we call them, the early stages of development lining up from northeast to southwest. I have a storm in front of me here that's developing just to the south of Holly on the Colorado side of the line.
Now, right near Coolidge, right at the state line, is meteorologist Tony Laubach. Tony, we got your stream up, and what are you seeing from your location?
Well, the hail core is continuing to progress to the east here as it approaches the border. Still watching an area of lowering off to the south. Again, that area has been responsible for a couple of weak, brief tornadoes. Continue to watch that try and organize. It kind of goes in cycles. We'll keep an eye on it as it works its way into Cake Land.
And ominous clouds as well as hail in western Kansas. And earlier in the night, first alert storm chaser Tony Laubach ran into some baseball-sized hail. You see it bouncing around there. That's in Lakin in Hamilton County. It even cracked his windshield.
Good morning, Kansas. Thank you so much for joining us at 4:30 here for GMK on May 22nd. Shane, Tony, and Allison. Allison, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much, Tony, for being with us. Bless your heart this morning. How are you staying awake? You had a late night last night.
It's amazing to think that less than 9 hours ago, I was in Colorado doing broadcasting live storms here. And then, managed to be here. I'm a magician. I'm a wizard.
Right, and of course that
I'm a wizard.
Yes.
Of course, that means you did not sleep.
Last night, though, a lot of the focus was in southwest Kansas. This was video that I shot yesterday outside of Lakin. Baseball-sized hail near the town of Kendall actually took out my windshield, took out the windshields of many cars. The vehicle here in front of me had several of its side windows blown out by some of this wind-driven hail. That was really the big issue yesterday. We had a few weak land spout tornadoes that were reported. I saw a couple of those.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome on into 8 o'clock for Good Morning Kansas.
As we get into the afternoon, two areas I am watching here. One across northwest Kansas. I think any place that sees storms in Cake Land, the chances of northwest Kansas are probably the best, and those are still pretty low here. We see some storms that start to fire mainly west of the border, but then they will start to filter into far northwest Kansas here this afternoon into the evening. A couple of those storms could be on the strong to severe side up that way. Most of the severe weather, I think, will be up in Nebraska, but won't rule out a rogue storm across northwest Kansas. Northwest Kansas, again, think out of the two, has the best chance of seeing a couple of storms.
We have meteorologist Tony Laubach. He is driving south on 27, and he's on his way to intercept this thunderstorm. Tony, what are you seeing right now?
Well, Kat, currently watching this storm here, as you mentioned, it has developed rather quickly here over the last 30 minutes. Trying to get an organized base. This is still very early in its infancy stages here, but this is developing rapidly, and we're getting in position to watch this.
We've got Tony Laubach. He's our field meteorologist. He's just 1 mile to the west of K27. Tony, what are you seeing?
Well, Kat, as you mentioned, these storms have really kind of lost some punch here over the last 15 minutes. The north storm, the one that you see on the right side of the screen, has really kind of started to lose its definition. The one to the south, trying to get a little bit more organized here. We're going to continue to watch these as they continue to move along the state line here.
Now live from the Cake Studios, this is Good Morning Kansas.
Well, you remember yesterday morning when I got on, we were watching two areas in Cake Land. Well, as soon as I got out of here yesterday morning, I drove to the furthest corner of Cake Land up in northwest Kansas to that area where we saw this. This was what we call an LP supercell, a low precipitation supercell. We knew we were going to have issues with the cap as to whether or not storms form. This one tried to form, but unfortunately the cap won out, or fortunately the cap won out for this storm. Thus, we did not see a ton of severe weather. We had one severe storm down across southwest Kansas. We had a couple of storms up across northwest Kansas. But again, fortunately, though, we did not deal with much in the way of severe weather yesterday. We've got more severe weather threat again here today. An area shaded in yellow. This is the area down in here across southwest Kansas that I am watching, because we're going to see clearing skies, a little bit more instability generated, and as a result, we could get a couple of isolated supercells. Some severe weather with that, including here along I-70, where we could see a mix of storms kind of in a line here. Now, as we go through the evening, These storms will eventually start to congeal, kind of forming into clusters and lines. Once that happens, we start to take the severe weather threat away from hail over to more damaging winds, and then of course we're going to be concerned with some of the flooding.
We've got a storm popping up right here in southern Ford County, where we have meteorologist Tony Laubach. He's in Mineola right now. Tony, what are you seeing?
Well, Kat, we are watching the development of these storms, kind of what we saw yesterday. It's been kind of a slow start. Some of these storms are struggling to get going here, but this cell here just to the northwest of Mineola continuing to gather some organization. We'll see if it takes off here over the next half hour.
So we are looking at baseball-sized hail that meteorologist Tony Laubach got in Mineola, Kansas earlier this evening.
Yesterday had reports. Go check out meteorologist Tony Laubach on Twitter, posting some large hailstones. Golf ball plus is maybe what we'll call it.
Some strong storms hitting Cakeland yesterday. Meteorologist Tony Laubach shooting this video of large hail falling near Mineola and Clark County. Most of it golf ball size, but there were some baseball size there as well.